So what are we talking about today?
So, marketing risks, as we know.
This is a risk.
This is a risk. Hopefully
We
you
were
get it off
I know you asked, you prepared.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just some stats.
But we were just hold on. We were just talking about Yeti, right?
Yeah.
What was the line?
Don't buy them a Yeti.
Unless you love them.
Yes, we're talking about risk and risk adversity in ads, right? It's our talk about like revisiting Kaepernick or Sydney Sweeney and Patagonia's stance on how they market message, and even Cadillac's rebrand or Jaguar rebrand.
Yeah.
But then we started talking about Yeti on the way in here, and you thought it was safe.
I thought it was pairing bullshit. But I will say, after I reacted that way, as we kept talking and debating it, you went into who is it for, right? And you liked it. And I do feel like, you and I are like, well, we used to be those guys. Like, I used to camp a lot. I was very up. I was hiking, and so I'm like, that's not, like, I wouldn't buy Yeti. That's not me. If that was for a wife or girlfriend, she would probably see that and go, that was him. Like, he still has this roots, and like, it seemed like it was overly masculine for women, and the main character was a boy. That was for wives and moms.
As a woman, I didn't feel that.
You didn't feel it when you loved it.
I did.
They got you.
Yeah.
No, but that's what it makes. Show the consumer excuse now.
Yes, but for the purchaser, for the holidays,
100%.
wives, moms, and girlfriend, it worked. I thought it was bullshit, but I could see my mom buy it in cool after.
I think that it was, to your point of like just throwing every type of lifestyle in one blitz, and then so there wasn't really any compelling storytelling. Like Mar said, but if you close your eyes, it could have been an ad for anything.
But I guess I got pissed off.
But I also think it was like 5 years too young, like the content, right? Because it's like for our wives, for our mothers, if we're at that stage, if it used to be that, like it just didn't. It was still the college nightlife like play that came across outside of the one meandering truck through the forestry countryside that lost its core. But otherwise, it felt like it was all like a hangover. So like pick up that app. Yeah.
I got the moment I turned, said like fuck this, was when it got to the soccer player, and that's where I was like, you're trying to be for fucking everyone who wants to put something in cold.
You're trying to be for everyone that has a passion.
Yeah.
That's what I took.
And that's what I hate when brand. No, I didn't. Everyone passionate is you're for everyone. It's be everyone with a mouth, thing with snacks. And when you're for everyone, you're for no one, right? And that's where I got pissed off. You're just trying. You're not trying to connect with anyone.
I still love the line. Like I love the theme, I love the platform, but it felt a little formal.
Yeah, but I didn't get that from it. I got everyone that has a passion, a Yeti's for you.
It was the
And
Pepsi commercial of the year.
I didn't think you're comparing it to Pepsi, to Kendall Jenner Pepsi.
Because it was just fucking stupid.
Well, it wasn't controversial.
No, because it's not even good enough to be controversial.
Pepsi was trash.
That was trash.
That was way worse than this Yeti. So you said that you didn't love it because it didn't have a story. So do you think every single ad needs a solid story, though, to appeal to audiences? Because sometimes an ad can just be, like, bad ads.
Yeah, no, I don't think it needs a quote-unquote story. But I still, hate the Yeti ad.
Yeah, that's okay. You can hate this specific ad.
Yeah, I did think it was nonsense. Everyone with a mouth of nonsense.
It's, story is all relative, right? I think it needs to draw a connection of some type, right? So whether it's for the person who's buying, right? You have to connect who you used to be 10 years ago and the fun activities and outdoor lifestyle, and now sitting on the back deck reading with the dogs relaxing, that used to be James. He would appreciate this. I don't know. It just there was no throughput, right? And I do think that in your case, you say it's for everyone
With a passion.
with a passion.
So that's everyone.
I don't think so, though. Some people.
Everyone except for depressed people.
That's not true. Some people are perfectly content going to work, coming home, relaxing, not doing much on the weekends. Like, what's their passion?
Everyone's the boring people. We're for you.
A lot of people are bored.
I would have actually liked it better if it ended and said, for everyone that's not boring. Yeah.
But they're,
I'll let you outline.
but they are appealing. Maybe because like 2 weeks before before Thanksgiving too, you know, the timing, the holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
So they're buy Yeti for your loved ones, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right down the middle. Active. Right down the middle.
It's like we don't know exactly who we're going to send this out to, and like, we would need to make an ad that can go on digital or on streaming or whatever. It's just like, let's throw every activity in there. Have a great line.
Well, this kind of shows them the divide, I guess, between the different generations. One of the stats I have here is 79% of Gen Z say brand trust is more important today than ever. Why do you think, our generation trusting a brand is more important than previous generations?
Because we didn't think about, communicate the notion of or trust.
So you think it's just because it wasn't a thing necessarily previously?
Huh.
Oh, I agree with that.
Why not?
You'd be like, I really trust Pizza Hut. I really trust Nike.
It wasn't trust. Trust has been redefined. Like we went through the entire evolution of like authenticity. Let's trust.
Yeah,
Right? Authentic brands.
As young consumers.
I mean, how old are we? I mean,
How young am I supposed to not?
How young am I supposed to?
Cool is the factor.
20 years ago.
Trust, doing good. You can care about it. Care about what was cool.
Okay, then why is that different now?
But authentically cool.
Sure. That's great. Anything. Cool is the factor.
No, because you can like. That's how we associate it. Like that brand is real and whatever, right? So like I'm gonna give my attention to that brand, right? It's not making it up. It's not being inauthentic. That is essentially what it's taken a next step forward, right? Like trust is not like Joe, just be authentic in voice. It's like, where is it sourced and like
A brand has to be more than authentic now for my generation. A brand has to, it's not just about trust either. It's, and let's be real, the generations have become softer,
Yeah. We know.
more sensitive for sure. So not only you have to trust a brand, if a brand says something you don't agree with, like I feel like previously people weren't so like sensitive about disagreements. Like, okay, a brand does something you don't love. It's not going to be like this big debacle. It doesn't really hurt your feelings. You're just like, oh, okay, whatever. You're not going to not buy that brand because they did something you don't like. Now it's like huge. Like if a brand does something you don't agree with, like they boycott it. Social media is huge. Blow it up on social media. Don't support American Eagle, for example, with the recent Sydney Sweeney campaign.
Do we know, because, at this point, it's not very recent, right?
No.
Do you know, has there been any recent reports on their sales?
I think they have 7% sales increase.
Yeah, small increase. Probably just for
But that's a major backlash against trust. I don't know. Selling more jeans now. Like, that's the opposite of what you said. Did you have some stat you found?
Because it wasn't about trust. Like that tension there, right, was about the PC-ness of our world right now, right? And like the reality is like intentional or not, right? Them playing into that. People that were already fans of hers, great. Like women respected her the same, right? Like she wasn't sexualizing herself in that, right? I think that's what she did.
Find out who she was. I've never seen her. I didn't think she.
I've seen, but I didn't know her name, honestly. Like, because I knew her face, didn't like from things, but didn't know.
he's been in a lot of movies and shows, so like I
Well,
watched.
Like I saw, it was like Euphoria.
Yeah, you
And I read. I don't think that's for me.
that. I
It
don't know.
looks like a teenager.
It's pretty good.
Tori loved it.
I love Euphoria.
I couldn't get through it. But no, right? So like, there was no change, right? Like, men, to your point, like, okay, well now some took notice. People that were already fans of the brand, we're gonna kind of defend the brand, right? They're brand loyal, so it's like, there was nothing polarizing there. who got upset? Non-customers, right? And people that didn't identify with the brand or Sydney Sweeney as it already was. So like what they ultimately got out of it and all that turmoil and people just pounding the chest and complaining was eyeballs and exposure, right? And free advertising to their core base, right? And some people that this fringe middle that like didn't have any affiliation isn't totally part of the PC cancel culture, right? And was like, oh, let me take a look. Let me try these. I didn't even know American Eagle was still a thing.
Do you think it was intentional? Do you think the ad was intentionally controversial? Or do you think they were creating the ad without knowing that it would spark so much backlash?
I mean, my like gut said, like honestly, was this was not thought out. I bet the client wrote the sign, thinking like they're being clever.
Yeah.
And then that's why
It was an intentional play on words.
It was.
Yeah, well,
It was.
were we trying to stop?
That's-
No, I think it was someone in power thought it was clever, and it just went.
To put Sydney Sweeney doesn't really matter.
Everybody,
Honestly,
nothing.
it doesn't
She
matter.
already signed on.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I'm saying.
a pun. Oh, that's clever. I like go.
It doesn't
That's
matter
where I
the
like
wine. It was hers. Like they were selling her. They weren't really selling wine.
Sure, that's
You
it.
know.
You know, model.
Yep.
Right. You're selling e-sex. You're selling
Yeah.
the story that line. But yeah, I just figured it was like it didn't seem big enough, expansive enough, campaignable enough to be an agency pitch. It felt like a push out there. Like I like this. I love this. Go. Attitude like a CMO.
But that's not probably 90%. The things that hit, right? Like the intentional creation of viral nature, right? It's just like we need to go viral. That was the brief. It's like, okay. Well, like that's not just a switch, right? Like there's a perfect storm of messaging and culture and consumerism and lockers and news cycles. Like what is actually going on that's going to drown it out or not? So, but I think like what something you said earlier, like got me thinking about like, the future, right? And like the idea of like trust, generational differences, softness of some generation. How do you reconcile though the demand for like truth and trust and action, and then like the complete and utter reliance on social media and influencers for those opinions when fundamentally that's no different than like hearing something said in a hallway in high school, right? Like it is rumor that. I mean, because they're getting paid to lie, or they're getting. But
There's people in the high school halls who are paid to tell you something.
right, or they're it's self-serving, or they have to. If they say that, they're going to get more views, more listens. So like, why do we trust? Yeah, we don't. Well, why does a generation put their trust there?
Yeah, it's a system of to find out who's full of shit. I'm gonna listen to people who are full of shit.
See, I'm the type of person where I don't believe anything. Like when I hear something for the first time, even if it is from like a reliable source that I trust, I still am, uneasy about information that I receive.
This is why it's so hard to manage you.
Probably. Sorry. No.
No, how does that play out, right? Like there's gonna have to be a tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
Like
How does your generation rely so much on this notion of trust when you rely so heavily on clearly untrustworthy influencers?
See, I don't actually think we do rely on trust. I think my generation relies on what they like to hear.
Wasn't the stat about trust?
What they perceive as trust,
Perceive
I
as
guess, is what it is. Like who they trust, but who they trust doesn't necessarily make that person trustworthy if you dive deep into the sources that they get their information from, like.
But are they? I just feel like that's the disconnect, right? Where it's like there was this info seamer, right? With now everything was at our fingertips, and like we could compare and could research and whatever else, and like that's gone away because now it's just like, oh, the person that I trust for my leggings recommendations said that this is great migraine like medicine, like I'm gonna buy that migraine medicine. Right? It's like Khloe Kardashian is no fucking business hawking like pain meds, right? Like it just that like to make that more of an attractive like drug or brand, right? Because there's like Kardashianites out there.
It's also guys our generation. I mean, it's not just their generation. Like, you bought shoes because a gambling addict who cheated on his wife told you to buy the shoes. And like, I bought cereal because Gretzky told me to buy cereal, and he probably never even saw that cereal in real life. But I bought that cereal, and I bought really ugly shoes because he was in a commercial for him, LA Beer.
Well, that was right, but that was our
Nice.
that was our sense of trust and credibility then, right? Because there wasn't as much noise, so it was like a brand that has money, essentially, and can talk loud. Like, oh, they got beer, right? Like that was the early trust days. Like, oh, they can afford Gretzky? Yeah, it's like
They got Gretzky. I'm in.
yeah. But no, like, but that's where Jordan was at the turning point, right? But maybe Bo knows, right? But like, it's like, oh, he's actually fucking wearing the shoes. Like, I'm a baller, right? Or like, if he can perform in those, like, and he's, you know, aspirational in every other. I mean, he's also a gender gambler.
Well, a lot of things too with like social media now is like on TikTok and Reels, you see a 10-second clip. So you might see someone that you love using a product or wearing, you know, a brand of leggings or a shirt or whatever for the 10 seconds. And a lot of people, maybe it's, I don't know, I'm not saying like, but they might be like naive to the fact that, yeah, they're using this product for 10 seconds. Like they put something on their face. Like I just saw Kylie Jenner use a face product, like that was like $10 on Amazon, and she's like advertising for it. And I'm like, why is she advertising for it? She has so much money. But aside from that fact, she doesn't use this product every night. You know, she might use it for the 10-second clip, so she gets paid whatever they're paying her for the advertisement. But I feel like a lot of people, maybe in my generation, like pay so much attention to the social media, and they forget the fact that it's a 10-second clip that we're seeing. It's not actually how these influencers are living their everyday lives.
Well, it's all social, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it's all, you know, become evil and nameless. It's like it's tough to figure out where it goes though, right? Because like this reliance on influencers and micro and nano influencers, and now it's like everyone really prides themselves in like their pockets of people that they found, right? But like there are credentials, there are certifications for many things, and to your point, right? It's like, are they really using that?
Yeah.
Are they getting compensated on the back end? They just get compensated for the the commercial. Like, we don't even get to a point of like, oh, was that compelling or controversial or interesting anymore, because it's all 10 seconds, right? Like, so that's where maybe Good Genius should get a little more. Maybe it wasn't just wedged in there. Maybe they were trying to go for something a little bit bigger, longer than 10 seconds.
They didn't have the story behind it. A quick little story.
But is controversy the only way to break through now? To outlive the 10-second news cycle, or to the 24-hour? It used to be 24-hour news cycle, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what this is all about, right?
But breakthrough, I think there are like, if you look at a lot of things that end up being talked about around here, it broke through, right? And Kevin McPhee always points out that everything we're talking about, his wife's never heard of before. It broke through to us, and it broke through our algorithms, and it broke through our experience.
But we're hyper aware and looking for these things.
Sure, but like breakthrough is different for a lot of audiences, right? What they see, what they hear, what they think about, what they pause on, what they remember, what they talk about, and we get caught up on certain elements of breakthrough. We have a list of them that we can show them to Kevin McPhee's wife, who should on memory interviews, which is interesting. So when we talk about breakthrough, what does breakthrough even mean? You know, because it's like, oh, it made the 90 moves. Who watches the news? That's not a metric anymore.
We're talking about a lot of brands too that already have so much familiarity. You know, all these brands that are like breaking through to their audience, they're not little brands that no one's heard of really. They're big brands that we're all pretty familiar with.
That's interesting. Do you find any examples of a non like quote unquote mainstream? Like everyone's heard of Jaguar cards, everyone's heard of Nike. Let's run them yatter.
Yeah.
I can go back in time. Okay. Do it. Shitty coolers.
I don't know what that is.
Me either.
It was like a cheap, basically they were like, don't buy a Yeti, buy a shitty cooler because you're going to destroy it and you're going to take it to a beach. It's going to get banged up or whatever.
Oh, show me that. Did we try to talk to them?
Maybe.
But or my brain went to an SNL skit as soon as you said that. Of course, I was like, what was up? That's a fucking SNL skit.
But I mean, Dollar Shave, Harry's, Spotty Pot, right? Like they all broke through.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But not through controversy, not through risk.
But that's what I'm saying, where it's like, so that the ironic brand video, like that purple and every other,
The unicorn like pooping.
yeah, but like that has like they've all you've seen them like replicated by paying sandwich for them, or you've seen them, replicated by the brand itself, and now it doesn't do anything, right? Like it's just another piece of content. It just dies, right? I think that's like, to me, breakthrough is more about like it lives beyond the digital inventory that it's been placed for, or it lives beyond the feed, right? Like, so it's not necessarily about the nightly news. Product relevant, maybe the nightly news is relevant, right? But like it gets carried forward to another property, right? Or it's talked about or shared beyond the vacuum.
It's mocked on Saturday Night Live.
That used to be
Yeah.
the premiere, you made it, right? Or one of those things. But even Saturday Night Live was struggled with viewership.
Well, something I hear is that 67% of consumer sales stay with a trusted brand even during a public misstep. So I'm just thinking, do you think it's smart for brands to first build that trust and then take the risk? Or should brands just starting out just go full in and take risks from the start? What do you think, like, is a smart
Purposely fuck up, own it,
Yeah,
and then build on that.
yeah. For awareness.
I'm always going to lean toward risk that is calculated, right? There's not like, ooh, do something really racist. Like,
Yeah, no.
that's not risk. Like, would need to be defined. So what's our takeaway?
Risk or
Did we
big.
get one?
Sounds like risk.
Go risk.
Sounds like go risk.
Play it safe for wins their jobs.
Yeah, I think so. That's what we're all about here.
Yep.
What do you think?
My question would be, so, how do you show or be risky and remain trustworthy? Right, so you own it. Does that build it for your generation? Right, is that enough?
Yeah, but then you own it and then you kind of contradict yourself, right? If you one side agrees with you. Because I feel like with all these, there's going to be a divide.
Again, it depends on what you mean by risk. If it's something that is perceived as racist, right?
Yeah.
Versus daring versus, just different.
Because, American Eagle Sydney Sweeney, no one apologized for that. No one owned that. They're even fine.
I thought this was all going to lead to you pitching your predictive analysis. You can determine
Well, we're getting there.
Stay tuned.
what's coming.
Stay tuned for
Fine.
that, guys.
Foresees the future.
But that is the intent for us as marketers, right? Is to be able to understand where that friction point is, right? In cultures and
On the react, what it needs to do.
yeah. Because it is like what we've seen is like it's healthy.
Yeah.
There is that line, right? Like controversy versus controversial, and like alienating versus amplifying. It's like, and that's what it used to be easier to find that line, right? Without the controversy side of it, right? You could be loud and just stunt-worthy or daring or whatever, and you could kind of create that rift cutting through noise now is there's so much of it, so, right? So you really have to find that balance.
Yeah.
And it's pushed to the edge.
Now you can't really cut through noise without stirring something up.
Yeah, you guys can keep going. I got to go, but because that makes me think like what is risk? Cracker Barrel updating the brand shouldn't have been risky, right?
No, people hated that.
That one they lost money.
Yeah. And they went right back to the logo anyway.
Yeah. So that's episode 2, where you guys keep going.
You do episode 2, pull it up,
All right.
and we'll talk about foresight then.
Okay. Ooh, the tool.
Yeah.
The reveal.
Yeah. And why Cracker Barrel? Yeah. Seen that coming.
Oh yeah. And what they could have done to manage their way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So.
But